has had the most kicks in the AFL.
Let's get it underway. Dreamtime game number 8 at the MCG. Ruck work. Bellchambers had a bit of a trim as well with the hair. Marriage starts with a tackle. Foley, fantastic to Deledio. Breaks the tackle inside 50 to Tigers. Rewalt's there. Martin just swooped on the ball. Turned around it. Boy, oh boy. Wowee. What a start from the Tigers.
What about that, Richo? He's just a freak of a young player. The composure, the best don't argue that I think I've ever seen for a young man in the game. Look how clean that is. One pick-up, bang, shrugged the tackle, put it on the boot, knew exactly what he was doing. What a great start for Dustin Martin and the Tigers.
Yeah, and that man there that got around him, Brett Deledio, he is crucial. He gains more meterage for the Richmond Footy Club than anyone else, and that little bit of pace got him out of trouble in the middle. And the shrug of the tackle by Dustin Martin, he's very, very strong through the hips. He doesn't go to ground, which is a trait of good players. And Dan Jackson went to Brent Stanton.
I like the fact they've got Martin starting forward, Richo. He kicked 33 goals last year. Incredible performance. He's only got 6-10 so far. And Fletcher, as you can see, his matchup.
Dustin Martin. Foley again, a boy out of the Geelong Falcons. Mickey Turner, Footy Factory. Here's Cochin. Couldn't get it. Watson tries to set the example. Hocking banged it forward and Ryder, I think it is, taking a diving mark.
Yeah, in front of Alex Rance there, Paddy Ryder, as I mentioned in the pre-show, the luxury of being able to play out of the goal square. This will be one of the real challenges for the Tigers. Rance has improved, Grimes has improved, but they are going to come under fire. Ryder, Cranberry and Hurley at various stages are pretty good key forward options, Richo.
This will be a big start for Paddy Ryder in the Dreamtime game. Played in front. That's what you've got to do. Scrappy kicks come your way. You get those low chest marks in front.
30 metres out, punt road end. Ryder comes in and drills the ball. The Bombers get one as well.
So a couple of quick goals to get the Dreamtime at the G underway here. And Paddy Ryder, he'll know how big an occasion this is. And Dustin Martin getting the job done at the other end.
So the Bombers bring the scores back to level here after a couple of minutes of play. Goal apiece. Paddy Ryder playing deep at that forward end.
As Richo pointed out, playing in front, the ball came in low, and Ryder can go missing at times in a game, but when he is firing with his athleticism, almost impossible to match up on.
You need a bit of turf there, Rance, as well. There's a bad bounce by the umpire.
Well, you can see Brett Stanton started at centre-half forward there. Daniel Jackson is going to him. He's now trying to pick up Brett Deledio, so a bit of a three-man run around there.
Marriage again, this time back to Tuck and Cochin as well out of the middle. Another clearance, 3 now for the Tigers. They go into Jack Rewalt. No mark, Nahas. Had a bit of a look. Dempsey now, opportunity. Hardingham there, the boy from Cogen up in Western Australia. A ball up, 45 out from Richmond's goal.
You boys have picked this well. Shane Tuck has gone to Jobe Watson. 2 hard bodies in the contest. Very important to both their teams to release the running, skillful players.
Talk about hard, those two, Lingy. They are the epitome of it. Shane Tuck has been sensational after almost a couple of years ago losing his spot in the side completely, Richo. Forever.
He did. Well, Damien Hardwick's first 2 seasons, he wanted to play the young players, and Shane Tuck missed out, but he's earned his way back into the team this year.
Dempsey, little one in the middle to Bellchambers. He sees something running wide and he likes it. It's Hardingham. Gathers. Got the loose man out wide. Here's Melksham. Look at the boots. Nice set of wheels. 52 and closing. Poor kick.
There's Stewie Cranberry going back down over the top, and he was out in his own, and Melksham just lacked a bit of vision there, but it was a pretty easy run from half back through to half forward. The Tigers' overall team defence has improved, Richo, but they're just a little bit behind on that play.
Well, what happened there, Das, was that Bellchambers plonked himself in the middle. Marrick was back inside 50, protecting the space, and they got that overlap. Marrick's obviously going to look to drop behind the ball.
Gee, they love Deledio carrying the ball downfield. He wanted it back. Here he is for the 3rd time. Now, he's touched it 3 times in this sequence. They love getting it in his hands. Basher Hooley can use it as well.
They're high risk, high reward, the Tigers. You see this kick come unstuck. This is what they do.
Davey immediately tidies things up in favour of the Bombers with a great goal. Forward pressure at its best. Two in a row for the Bombers, and that will do his confidence wonders. Elwyn Davey enjoying the moment, a nice bit of forward pressure and a corresponding goal to that, and he's very, very happy with what he's been able to provide there.
Well, Richmond love to try and hit short targets in their back half and set up play and shift the defence, but that one's a turnover. That just wasn't on, and straight to Elwyn Davey, who slots a great goal, had the goal face open to him.
So 3 goals collectively kicked in this game in just the 4 minutes. Ticking on 5 now after that one, but 3 and 4, not a bad effort. Here's Watson, got a trip, the advantage played. Here's Jeddah, handball, Davey sends it out to Heppel. Heppel around the corner to Ryder. Paddy in front again, takes another chest mark.
Well, he's going to have to reassess the way he's playing Alex Rance on Paddy Ryder. I know with his ability to take a hanging and nervous standing in front of him, but so far it's just been a simple front position. And again, the play on clearance. Have a look at this. Started behind Rance. You can see in the back of your screen, Ryder just has that half a step. The ball drops short. He might have to rethink his positioning, Alex Rance.
Ryder comes in and drills the goal. The Bombers have kicked 3 in a row.
So there is Alex Rance. A couple kicked on him in a row here. And just starting to reassess the way he's going to play Paddy Ryder. He's such a great, honest competitor, that man on screen, Alex Rance. Also been winning a lot of the footy, but your first and foremost job is you can't allow easy, uncontested marks. Got to get in front.
Absolutely fantastic there by Jobe Watson. That's his real strength, hard in at the contest, but that releasing handball was just beautiful to watch. Releasing his running players, ends up in a goal for the Bombers.
12-point lead to the Bombers. Tuck out of the middle with the clearance. Inside 50, Riewoldt caught out of position. He had to work back bravely. Hardingham. Nahas with a nice dispossessing tackle. Jack Riewoldt on the backward step. Nahas clever. Didn't quite find Martin. They set up the triangle of handballs here. Still under pressure, the Bombers. Dempsey a little fumble. What does Fletcher do? Pumsley takes it over the line quite deliberately, though.
Just so clever. The experience of Fletcher, pretended that he wanted to keep it in. Always happy to get that one over. The Dustin Martin and Fletcher matchup is a really interesting one. I like it. I think they can get some benefit out of the Tigers. It'll keep Fletcher honest at least.
Dempsey adds so much to their run in the back half, the Bombers. 2-on-1 there for the Tigers, going to ground. Monfries, I think it was. Jeddah. Dempsey went without it. Stanton was there to mop up. Good contest here in the middle. Knocked over the ball was Cramery. Dempsey, fast hands, lightning hands to Howlett. Monfries and Stanton now. And the Bombers eventually get a cleaner, clearer possession. Look at the use of handballs. The chain of handballs was fantastic. Now an opportunity for the left-footed Dyson. Here comes Elwyn Davey over the back. Watch Ryder as well. Davies there, couldn't get it. Paddy Ryder onto it. He's playing a cracking game at the moment. Already got 2, but not this time.
Good defence too from the Tigers. They worked back hard there, BT, in numbers, and were able to just hold on, but they haven't been able to exit just yet. Got to get through this forward press.
Edwards, a little no-look at it. Jackson was very clever. Martin took him on. No one in front to handball. Now it comes back again. Jeddah, look away handball. Dyson over the top. Bombers get a bit of a look here. An opportunity for Hurley. The danger here is Ryder. He's got a bit of a jump of it. Cramery over the back. Isn't he enjoying the relief of not being the main target?
Well, gee, they look slick, the Bombers. When the ball gets out into space, they look so dangerous. That series of handballs on the wing, they're about 6 or 7 in a row. Just clean handballs, one touch, got them out into space. They look like they're switched right on, the Bombers.
Cracking start. Batchelor with a kick that finds the chest of Jackson. Jackson defensive 50. Great atmosphere for these two teams. Long ball to the mullet Marriage. Takes a very nice mark. The give and they're away here. Deledio, I think it was involved, got it out here. This looks like a Grigg. An opportunity for him. Goes inside 50. I think it's a goal. Magnificent kick.
A nice build-up here for the Tigers. I like the kick at half back. It was conservative, but it was a one-on-one chance. You give your ruckman an opportunity rather than that risky short ball that came unstuck earlier. And Sean Grigg, he's in ripping form at the moment. Coming off 3 goals last week. Really important goal for the Tigers.
Yeah, 7 goals for the season before tonight's game. His kicking is good.
It was this kick down the line that I really liked in the build-up. It gave Marich a one-on-one opportunity. There's no risk because even if it gets turned over there, you're a chance to defend. The gun midfielders, Delidio's sweeping handball was great. And Sean Grigg, he is in great form at the moment, coming off a 3-goal effort last week.
Spinning pirouette out of the middle by Cotchin was simply superb. And now Jack Riewoldt has got it all to do. Kept it alive for the Tigers. Nahas. Bombers happy they find the boundary line. What a great movement out of the middle. Look at this from Cotchin. Great example of a very clean extraction. That is called a centre clearance. Tuck. Nailed in the tackle by the aggressive Heath Hocking. Conker's got hold of him as well.
Paid a pretty high compliment during the week from his coach, Trent Cotchin. He compared Damien Hardwick to Trent Cotchin to James Hird with that sort of ability. A fair rap.
Played a fair bit of footy together, Dimmer and James Hird. Should know.
Zaharakis around the corner. Cramery gives it off to Lonigan. Had to stop. Didn't have a clean run. Monfries in the middle. Bombers setting it up. No one forward of him. That's why he's had to wait here. You can see the players rushing forward on the left of screen there now.
There's once again a mark from Cramery playing in front of Alex Rance. They've turned it over here, though.
Oh, Zaharakis knew the Jake King pressure was coming. He just had a bit of a bow peep. And now Nahas has got to go. He does. Got around Hardingham. Winds it up. 45. Closing. Touched by Martin. I reckon it would have been a goal. He wouldn't have known that, though.
Did he do the right thing there, Richo? I suppose you've got to go for it if it's a fumbling ball, particularly with Fletcher around. You assume he's going to get a fingernail on it, but in hindsight, that one might have bounced through.
Yeah, look, he did go for it. Sliding chest mark in the goal square. It looked like it was going through from here, that's for sure.
Yeah, if it bounces 5 metres out, though, which it was, you just never know. You've got to try and mark it, I reckon.
If it's going through on the full, you let them go, though.
Yeah. Zaharakis, little chip over the top to Howlett. You like the way this game's building at the moment. Some nice skills. Here's Monfries. I love this player. Fantastic on the edge of the square.
This is what Essendon have been so good at the start of the year. Just really precise ball use through the middle of the ground. Really good with their foot skills. Wait for something to open it up. Quite patient across half-back. Once something opens up, though, they go for
Best in the comp at the moment, Lingy, with that, you reckon?
They are. They're number 1 in the comp at kick-to-handball ratio.
Monfries to Ryder. Ryder from 45 for goal number 3 for him. Paddy is absolutely on fire. The Bombers have kicked 4 first-quarter goals, and Paddy has a dad called Reeves, has kicked 3.
Look, this was a shoddy kick, but when you present it the football like this, like Hurley did, and he always does, doesn't matter if the ball bounces in front. If you're presenting up, he gathered it at ground level and got the handball off to a handball received running player, and Paddy Ryder kicks his 3rd goal already. He is on target for a big, big night.
What a start for Paddy Ryder. Nice little one-finger celebration. 3 goals. And Alex Rance, has he got his hands full at the moment? They really are isolating. Look at them clear the space out now. They're just saying, OK, you're on fire, Paddy. We'll give you all of the front half of the forward 50.
Get a comment from Lee in a moment about what it does to Cramery's game as well, the Paddy Ryder inclusion. Here's a little one out of the middle by Jake Melksham. An opportunity there for Jetta. Was bundled out of the way. Jackson went and got a brave ball. Kick wide now to Miller. Carlisle in pursuit of him. Lingy, it just makes a world of difference when you've got someone like Ryder. It takes the pressure off Cramery, doesn't it?
Absolutely, BT. When you got Ryder on fire, you know that you're not going to be the number one kick to, but you also know you're not going to be the focus of the Richmond defence. It's the same with having Hurley back in the team. Just provides another option.
Yep. Not join the number 1 defender, are you?
No, exactly right. You can end up sneaking in there, taking a couple of marks. Jack Riewoldt up forward.
Yep, into almost plucked it, Lingy. There's Zaharakis. Handball to Lonigan, who was always under enormous Cotchin pressure. Gee, Cotchin, I reckon, copped an accidental boot in the head there as well. And Lonigan's a real scrapper. They love him in this team because of exactly what he is doing now. Now, Bashahuli. Great hands. In a difficult position on the deck. Inside 50 almost. Hook it in well to Riewoldt. Stanton now just to tidy it up out wide to Melksham.
on the flip side, BT, of what we were just talking about, that's what Jack Rewalt's probably having to struggle with, being the #1 key forward, always gets the best defender, never gets a lot of help up there. He needs support. He needs another target for Richmond to go to.
This man's on fire at the moment. Paddy Ryder, he says, come at me, I can do absolutely anything you want at the moment. The kick inside 50, got back. On that occasion, it might have been Batchelor. Tigers take him on, just got out of troubles, Monfries. And he's got one in the back. That's umpire Jordan Bannister. He said straight into his back, and Monfries will get a look.
Well, he had a good view of that, Jordan Bannister. Yeah, a little bit sloppy. That's what happens when you keep fighting for the ball at ground level inside your forward 50. You can win free kicks.
So Monfries with the resultant free. Moxley just had a little bit of natural hook in the ball. A little bit of angle about this. There is the task ahead. Monfries, you can see the little hook to the right. Now, any ball is going to come off the instep. Is going to be with this man here. He worries about that and tries to overcompensate for it sometimes.
Right on the halfway mark of the first quarter, Richmond really just need to get some composure into their game. They were a bit lucky. They could be further down if that one had gone through. They can't afford to be 3 or 4 down at quarter time, because I think their belief will dissipate very quickly. Have to just find some composure here and make sure at quarter time they're no more than a couple of goals down.
Well, Richmond have been the #1 disposal team in the competition in the first 7 rounds, but the Bombers are all over them at the moment, plus 17. They're taking away the way that Richmond want to play. They want to hold onto the ball and work it with mark, kick around half back. They're pressing up beautifully, the Bombers, forcing mistakes.
Look at this man here. That is evasive Bess, and a beautiful centering ball to Dempsey. Dyson wants it. Got a left foot, remember. Nahas will be aware of that. Little chip over the top. Here they come. They line up. No winner in the air there from Hurley. Foley bashes through, wrapped up in the bear hug by Howlett.
Gee, that lead from Hurley was good. Straight up the middle of the ground.
Thanks, Ben.
Absolutely flat out on the lead, and it opens up space behind him. He always goes 100% at the football, does Michael Hurley.
For the Richmond faithful, hoping to get motivated tonight. They need something to cheer about. Deledio and Nahas at it. Zaharakis on the bottom. Heppel. Who's inside 50. Richmond with the numbers there, and a good mark taken in the end by Batchelor.
He read that one well, Jackie Batchelor. He summed it up beautifully. And this is where they're dangerous. They do possess the footy a lot, as Richo pointed out, but on the break, they can just cut you up if they can get through half-back.
As Edwards gathers, inside ball, needs to be good. It's not. Through Basher, perhaps just could have gone a little more at that ball. And now Dempsey, will he be pinged? Umpire said no. And
Thank you, leg fish.
just the skill level by foot there, wasn't it, that let them down, because they got the fast break going. You got Jack Rewalt's eyes lighting up, saying, hey, this is my chance here. I'm one out. Get it through that position on the ground. They weren't able to, and we've got ourselves in a contested situation again.
Stanton to Davey. Davey back. Here go the Bombers as they reload again. Doing a lot of damage, this man here, Dempsey, short ball. Hurley's got a free here. Advantage paid. Monfries gets a free look without pressure and nails the goal for the Bombers.
Now, once again, just the presence of Michael Hurley. Richo spoke about it before. He creates something every time he goes near the footy with his unbelievable competitiveness. Not so sure about the play on. Everyone had stopped. And Monfries, the beneficiary there, got some clear air and was able to kick the one and make up for the one that he missed just before.
Yeah, the advantage was paid, but it was for the free kick in the back. Dylan Grimes had a hand on Michael Hurley's back, but because he leads at the football so hard, the defenders, they get nervous and they make mistakes. Drew the free kick. Hurley, Monfries, the beneficiary.
Doc Larkins, Kyle Hardingham.
Yeah, he's been off for 5 minutes. Right calf problems, Brian. Heavy strapping, just back on the ground now, but struggling, Hardingham.
Jetta inside 50, Cramery under it, Rance. The knock through for a behind. So, Doc, tell us more.
Yeah, 12 minutes into the quarter, Brian got kicked in the calf. He's got a cork in the calf. He's been off. They've iced it. Got heavy strapping. He's on Robbie Nahas, but he's not running well.
Back into play to Marriage, had to take Dempsey on. He turned him inside out. Now, who could have believed that Big Ivan could have turned Paddy Ryder around? But Ryder gets the last laugh. Melksham The flashy red boots, low ball, Deledio on the end of this. Short ball to Rance. Rance goes really wide and Cotson takes a mark. A little bit of protection from his teammate from behind. Just an inside ball here to Deledio. Back to Cotchin. Cotchin to Hooley, the former Bomber.
Just need to get some control of the play like they have here, Richmond. This is exactly how they've been playing this season.
Cotchin short ball. Just looking for the open man here on halfback. Not prepared to go forward just yet.
Why slow build up, BT, but I think Richo's point is right. I think they just want to get the footy in their hands for a while, make Essendon chase them, hold on to possession as Cotchin does here, and just slow the game down a touch. Although Cotchin, that is a poor use. Not really what do you expect from that young man.
No, it certainly isn't. But Essendon's ability to man up and force them to make decisions, to go to people in one-on-ones is a difference at the moment. They're making them make mistakes and they can't maintain possession.
Right up. Just to slow things down here in favour of the Bombers. Melksham confronted by Rewalt. Ignores the Hurley present up in the middle of screen there, and Alexis Southern signed to Carlisle.
This game has been played exclusively on the Bombers' terms so far, BT. They are totally in control. The way they want to play the game, they are doing it with ease. When they want to hold on possession, they do it. And then when they want to get their leg speed going, they've just cut Richmond up a little too easily so far.
Great kick by Dempsey, let down a little by Hardingham, who responded with a dispossessing tackle, but Tuck gets on the end of this. Tigers bit of free ball. Here's Edwards. He's got Nahas running free to goal. It's a certain mark and a certain goal. Nahas takes it inside. Tigers third of the quarter. So Nahas, the goal kicker here for the Tigers, their third. They trail by 13, 22 minutes into this first quarter. Ran a fair way there, Nahas. Good sprint to get into a positive position. Look at the eyes of Shane Tuck. Boy, are they piercing.
So it was just a mistake here. Hardingham dropped a sitter and the Bombers were out. You can see Heppel, they're all caught offside because they've expected Hardingham to take it, and well played. The Tigers are able to capitalise on a turnover. Goal to Nahas.
Look at the clearance to Edwards out of the middle. Superb. The kick needs to be good over the head of Deledio. Working hard. Bang. Miller went in hard. Hardingham's there trying to make amends. The Hocking handball was intercepted by Foley. Foley dished it off. Oh, big Ivan. Oh, no, Ivan. And Howlett spinning out of trouble nicely. And now Dempsey's got to go, and he did. Well done, Courtney Dempsey. He's played very well in this game so far, Dempsey. 7th possession coming up.
They've been good at taking the advantage on the free kicks that they've had, 6-1 at this stage, and they've gained an advantage out of 3 of those.
Used to no time going down the middle. Morris was there. Marriage at the back. Here's Conker. Lonigan over the back. Jackson comes in to assist now. Out the back door. Danger here for the Tigers inside the Bombers 50. Conker was eventually able to get it out, but not convincingly. Bashar Hooley along the ground. Hardingham again. Hocking, fast hands. What a quick release it was. Hardingham over the top. Here's Stanton. Bang, in comes Jake King. Saw him coming as well. Most people just falter a little bit when they see the little man made of muscle. Jake King coming straight at him. Nahas! The hard ball win, no free. Umpire lets it go.
Hey, what a great contest that was, right across the ground there. Look at Robbie Nahas commit his body. You can't question the Tigers' endeavour at all. They are going at this footy with as much aggression as they possibly can. Just a few of the structural things around the edges they need to tidy up, but certainly no fault in the way they're going about it.
Opportunity here for Nahas. Tuck from the clearance. Inside 50, Fletcher. Big punch, might mark his own ball almost. Little kick to Jakey Carlisle, who's really progressing as a big player for the Bombers.
Just their transition to defend, BT, is what we're talking about. You can just see it's a little too easily now. You give Essendon time and space and they will slice you up.
Zaharakis now a genuine midfielder. Finds Crameri, turns around the left. Spearing ball to Watson, who had a great set of jukes.
Just puts your defence under too much pressure. You can see Damien Hardwick there. He'll be really frustrated. They are an inexperienced defensive unit. They need support. They need that footy to come under pressure. Look at the time Zaharakis has got. He's just waltzing through. And they're good enough, these players, to hit targets, Richo, with that amount of time. Well,
there's one difference in the game at the moment that is standing out, and it's Essendon's ability to take the ball on the lead. Crameri then took the ball on the lead, played on immediately. Watson presents up at the target. We've seen Hurley present up and Ryder already. They look dangerous on the lead.
Watson for a 19-point Bomber lead at the punt road end. They've kicked well, and there's another example from their skipper. Jobe Watson, nice work from him. Beautiful foot skills, as Lingy has already alluded to. That is what sets the Bombers apart.
I like the fact that we're talking about beautiful foot skills and Jobe Watson in the same context, as we should. Criticised for the first half of his career, worked on it ferociously. And now a very, very good kick. I like him playing forward too.
David Zaharakis there in midfielder. He's bulked up in the shoulders. I reckon that's all the weapons work. The weapon is their main man down there for physical condition, and he has got these guys big.
They've had a huge summer on the weights, and that's all in due part to the weapon.
For those that don't know the weapon, a man that can find a needle in a haystack, beat Carl Lewis over 10 metres, and a lot of other feats of great strength and power as well. Look at this, the Tigers going inside 50. Deledio probably should have used the left hand. Nice knock on from Rewalt. Grigg got bundled out of the way by Davey. Soccer off the ground by Edwards. Missed.
Just want to ask Lingy, you talked about the Richmond defence before the game, Lingy. How are you seeing it? They're being asked to work pretty hard at the moment. The Essendon forwards presenting up with the football.
Yeah, they are, Richo. Essendon's got a quality forward line. I've really liked what I've seen this year from the young Richmond defenders, but they are under the pump. Essendon taking the ball up the middle of the ground too easy. Great grab by Crameri. He's been fantastic. But they've been too easy to play against through the middle of the ground, which just puts the Richmond young defenders under the pump.
Great effort from Rance there.
Jobe Watson just lost that flight of that ball, didn't he?
I think he almost thought that Rance had misjudged it, but you can't question Rance's courage. That was just sensational. Back with the flight, and a big play because they were out the Bombers if that had have come unstuck.
There's Batchelor. An inside 50 entry for him. Rewalt's got to come from a couple deep. Did well to force the contest at ground level. Where's the little man? None there this time for the Tigers. The old man that plays like a young man, Fletcher.
There was the difference going inside 50. Jack Rewalt came from behind his man. You need to have someone presenting up with a football there.
Kyle Hardingham, terrific kicker of the ball. Bell Chambers. Now, where do they play that? Man in front, I reckon. Yeah, Marriage has got it.
On the full now. Man in front.
Look at that for a hairdo. Wow. Marriage. Rewalt's got it. Umpire says play on.
Hey, mark. He's taking a mark.
Umpire down the field has paid the mark, has he? He has.
I told it to mark, he's in clear position.
So umpire Jordan Bannister couldn't see it from where he was.
Well, let's have a look, BT. Second, third, grab. Well,
it wasn't a mark. It was probably a free kick, so I'm not sure they've got it right there. But Jack Rewalt's got the ball. He probably deserved to.
Well, the umpire off the ball paying that free kick. Rewalt's after the security to just move a little. This would lift his spirits and the Tigers. Real difficult position confronting Rewalt. He's a dead eye. That is absolutely magnificent. Jack Rewalt has nailed his first goal to lift the Tigers.
That is what you love about coming to the footy, Richo, and seeing a player who has got a presence on a footy field, as Jack Rewalt has. He loves big moments in the game. It was never going to do anything apart from put that straight through the middle. It's been hard for him. He hasn't had any space. They're double-teaming him. Footy hasn't come down well. Well, when you're a gun, you find a way to impose yourself on the contest. Unbelievable kick for goal. I reckon very few players in the comp would even get anywhere near it. Great stuff from Rewalt.
Certainly is an important goal. You see a minute to go before quarter time. That gives Richmond a huge boost. They've been outplayed in this first quarter, no doubt about that, but they're within striking range. Pretty important centre clearance here.
Jack Rewalt with a superb finish. A minute remaining in the quarter, and the Tigers in great need, and they're now within 12 points. Bombers have played some inspiring footy in this quarter, and it's been a goal-kicking frenzy, 10 collective goals. Here they come again. Hurley over the top, trying to bust Crameri as well. In there, look at him, in amongst 5 Tigers. And eventually he was upended, and a free kick will go the way of Cranmery.
Just a little panic there defensively. Cranmery and Hurley, they attacked the footy so hard, and Conker just overplayed it a little. They're about to come free, the Tigers, and a soft free kick.
He was looking for Ryder, got a piece of it. Davey couldn't control it. If it was kicked out in front of Ryder, he would have had another one. And it was just falling short.
Out, play on.
Morris was able to get the ball out of defence, and here they go, Rance with a hurried kick. Danger here for the Tigers. Edwards has got to beat Dempsey. Well done, Jackson. Fast hands, Greg. Edwards involved. Clean hands at the ground, Martin. Superb stuff. Nice work, Tigers. Under enormous pressure. Their chain of handballs has been brilliant. Have a look at this. Siren sounds. What a positive way to finish a great quarter of football. A 10-goal quarter. Rewalt got one to finish it off. Hurd is loving what he's seeing with his slick team through the midfield, and so are we for Dreamtime game number 8. Quarter time, Bombers up by 12 points.
Dangerous on the spread, but the big thing is those marks in their forward half. The Bombers look very dangerous.
Bombers by 12 points, start of the second quarter here at the G. Bell-Chambers, nice knockdown. Watson there, Howlett in amongst it as well, but the Tigers are equally ferocious in this middle area.
And they're equally dangerous, BT. We saw them score 4 goals in the first quarter, and you've got a midfield that's got Delidio and Cochin, Grigg in great form, Foley and Martin rolling through there. You can do some damage if you get enough of the ball.
And Stanton, Bombers to the city end here in the second quarter. Watson found a bit of time. Grigg in the tackle to Hurley. Back to Stanton. Fast hands. Very good at this at the moment. Howlett back to Hurley. Standing start. Eventually had to get rid of it. A long ball carried. And Grimes takes the mark.
Got to admire Sean Grigg. He has had a terrific year. 11 touches in that first quarter. Had 27. Kicked 3 goals last week against Sydney. He's been a great recruit coming across from Carlton for Richmond, giving them some outside run and carry.
I mentioned Richmond, one of the highest possession gathering teams in the competition so far. They're prepared to take a risk through this part of the ground. When it comes off, BT, they often score, but you have your heart in your mouth a bit.
Tuck to Delidio. He knew Delidio's the kicker, and he's learned to play within his capabilities. Tuck, I like it, impressive. Look at this, Jakey King. He swapped the long for a short jumper. Perhaps he should have kept it on because that one slipped through. Although Greg gives it back to Delidio, probably could have gone himself. Nahas just got caught in the tackle. Should have gone in the end, Delidio, I reckon. Did he duck the head? The umpire said you still must tackle high, not tackle high.
I'd love to have seen Delidio pull the trigger, or even Nahas who went the extra handball. And we saw Stanton lead head first. Not convinced about that. I think a player who puts his head down in that role, unless there is ferocious contact, happy to see those let go a little more.
Yeah, I guess they put the onus on the player coming in just to hold off and not make contact, basically.
What about the difference this man has made to a Tiger outfit? Gives it off to Bashar Hooley. Goes inside 50. Hardingham got there. Left Fletcher one out, though, and they come. Handball off to Jackson. Round the corner, missed. And look at the barrel-chested goal umpire. Boy, is he fit and scrubbed up well in a tight skivvy.
Yeah,
he might get a job with the Wiggles.
He's got a tight one on there, BT. Got a big chest on him. He's actually caused a bit of a stir on Twitter. It's going off.
He's got to be the most barreled-up umpire I've ever seen.
Well, I think if you're an extra large, you wear an extra large. He's got the medium on the goal.
Oh, boy, looking for a job with the Wiggles. No doubt about it. Look at that, Bell-Chambers. Dempsey picks it up off his toes. Really impressive game so far. Gets it down to Jetta. Did he touch him in the back? Umpire said no. Jetta's able to play on. Tiger fans will be furious. Goal to Leroy Jetta. Jetta and Morris coming back together there, and Jetta getting right in the nose of Morris. And just a bit of
verbal going on there, BT. I get a feeling I saw a little glimpse of a hold the footy back in your face running into goal. We'll take another look at it. A bit of verbal going on here. Well, this is what happened after the goal was kicked. Leroy Jetta wanting to go on with it. Took a dive there, and that's starting to creep into the game, but I've had enough of it. I reckon we need to start finding players who want to go on and do that sort of stuff.
Play a free kick against that.
Yeah, that'd stamp it out in about 2 seconds.
So back in the middle of the ground, exciting start here to the Bombers. A 17-point lead for them now, and Gee, I don't know about the hands.
Well, Brendan
Shoulder
Goddard
there.
was warned about one on Monday night, and I reckon Leroy Jetta would as well. I reckon if he ever looks at that, he won't be real happy with it.
The Aboriginal colours proudly displayed in the centre circle there. Bell-Chambers around the corner. Here's Tuck. Marriage has got Bell-Chambers coming, and has he got the awareness to get it off? He has, but it went to the wrong man. Jetta with a rocket-like handball, got it out to Watson. Watson gathers, and a free kick will go his way as well.
On the move forward.
Richmond
Down,
players
go down.
complaining about that one, but that's not ducking his head. That's just head over the footies. He's down winning the footy. That's a free kick every day of the week.
Yep, put his head down. He has to put his head over the ball at some stage, Ling. He doesn't need to win it.
Absolutely, BT. He's just doing what he's there to do. He's there to win the footy.
A little unlucky for the Tigers, but nevertheless, it is there. Jobe Watson kicked a big goal at the 25-minute mark of the first quarter.
He's become a really reliable set shot at goal, Jobe Watson.
This for the biggest margin of the game. The skipper Watson comes in, bit of a hop and a hip, and there it is. He drills it home. Bombers by 23.
Really nice trend in the game to see your gun players, and Jobe Watson, one of the elite in the game, rather than going off, just spend a little bit of time forward, and it's amazing how often they get the job done in their secondary role. It's a part of the game I've been surprised we haven't seen more of it. Keep your best players on the field, it just makes sense.
Onto the phone.
Beno, hold the ball. Beno, hold it. Wait. Beno, wait. You've just given away another free kick. Just go to the ball. Wait for the. Now give it to him.
So that's against Paddy Ryder. An off-the-ball incident there. And Ivan Marriage, the beneficiary, goes wide to the 200 gamer Newman. Newman just backward of half forward. Have a look at the players in front of him. Pick your way through that if you don't mind. High ball on the head of Rewalt. Punch away by Hardingham, impressive. Or might have been Hooker, in fact. Now, let's take a look what happened off the ball here with Ryder. And a bit of a push and a shove there. And a little one to the breadbasket, perhaps. So that is why. Stanton.
Well, the umpire was right there, but it didn't look to be much in any of that.
Cramery. To Ledio, back to Newman. Opportunity, give and go. Day. Low ball. Heppel.
Such a consistent player, Dyson Heppel. Hasn't missed a game since debut. That one's come unstuck, though. Opened the door here at half forward for the Tigers.
Morris is able to pick it up and drill the kick to this man here, Dustin Martin. He goes back to Morris, still out of range.
Got plenty of numbers in their defence here. The Bombers, Richmond just going around the 50, trying to find and wait for a target. In this situation here, you'd still need guys to lead hard at the footy and try and drag or attract one of those loose men out of the hole.
Play on.
Newman looking like he's going to line up for set shot. He knew he couldn't go the journey. Here comes Rewalt. Powerful jump at the ball. Howlett's underneath it. Fairway front centre he was. Knocks it out in timely fashion. Hocking was on the run the moment he saw Monfries likely to win the ball. Here's Davey, clean hands. Nice work to Howlett. Pursued by Edwards. Had to go backwards. Found some time for Lonigan. Zaharakis and Howlett. Heppel over the top with a bit of a hurried handball. Wasn't fantastic. Grimes was in there, did well initially, and now they lose the ball again. Heppel got some space now, the Bombers. Can they find the loose man? Dyson, Melksham over the top. It's got to beat Deledio. Deledio did well, circling the ball. Short ball to Cochin.
This is where they need to hurt them on the rebound, B2. Mention it being played on Essendon's terms. They look so much more dangerous when they go forward. Essendon, they need to be able to get some quick ball movement. This one's got to keep going in.
Edwards plays on to Cochin. Cochin enters the 50, 45 and closing. Needed that, the Tigers.
Such a better build up there. Great when you get it in the hands of the star, Trent Cotcham. It was quick ball movement, quick play, transition. They turned it over at half back, and they've just gone whooshka from half back all the way through to half forward as Cotcham takes a spell. And as you said, BT, very important goal for the Tigers.
You see Trent Cotchin there give off the handball to Brett Deledio, but then continued to run. The kick goes in to Shane Edwards. Hard running from Cotchin on the overlap. Kicks the goal. He's trying to inspire his team. That was an 80-metre effort from Trent Cotchin.
Watson, a bit of a specialist at this centre clearance work, and looking for Cranmery. Did well, Grimes. Hustled him out of it. Basher Hooley handball, past his smothered. Tuck had a difficult one. Watson over the top to Jeddah, not beyond him here. 45, didn't think about it. Beautiful centering ball. Bell Chambers got up the Tigers to spoil. Davey, the little man, missed. Elwyn Davey. Would be enjoying the surrounds of tonight. Great ceremony if you did miss it. As part of the Indigenous round of football. And of course, Dreamtime here at the G tonight. Tigers. Rewalt's come a long way up. Melksham got it to Hooker. Hooker just bangs a wobbly old thing forward, and Jeddah, as Hooley went to ground, has taken the mark.
Just a poor exit out of defence from the Tigers. You know that Alex Rance, as he plays on and scores, BT.
Yep.
Jeddah gets his second goal of the quarter. And nicely done from the Bombers. Something out of nothing there. And you just get the feeling at the moment the Tigers are just managing to hang in there, but the Bombers have their measure. 24-point lead here now.
Just this kick from Alex Rance. Rewalt's had to push all the way up to try and contest, but look at the numbers at ground level. It's only Melksham down there. You've got to know Rance isn't capable of kicking that one back in the corridor. They just had to get the basic play going, force an out of bounds and a restart, because Essendon, they're so quick with the way they move. They'll punish you on the turnover, and that at the moment is a difference in the game.
A quick inside 50 like that, a repeat inside 50, the players are out of position in the zone, and you always manage to score with those repeat entries.
Melksham, a nice little third man up in the contest there. Thump of the ball into the turf. Bell Chambers to Lonigan. And we'll have another ball up here in the middle. Slightly favouring the Bombers' end. Umpire here, umpire Shane Stewart. Knocked down by Grigg. Deledio, Jeddah's playing a good game. Clean, wanted to give and go out of it as well. Might even get it back here. Zaharakis, lovely little chip to Jeddah. He's working hard. How about that for a play from Jeddah? Now drives it long as well. Mark taken. Hurley plays on, centering ball as easy as you like to Big Tom Bell Chambers.
Well, you called it, BT. Jeddah, they made something out of nothing there, and he's run and spread from that wing position to get the secondary possession. Getting the ball inside 50 was outstanding, and that was a little bit sloppy then by Big Ivan. He tried to sift off, and Bell Chambers dropped into the hole and presented.
Bell Chambers directly in front, shot at goal, hung it a little bit to the right-hand side, and a miss. Jeddah's been incredibly impressive tonight, playing like a man possessed at the moment.
Dangerous looking forward set-up, isn't it? Cranmery, Hurley, Ryder floating through has been on fire. Leroy Jeddah with his speed. Joe Watson pushing down there. Alwyn Davey for forward pressure, tackling and goal scoring. A great mix they've got going.
It is real dangerous forward dash. You're quite right. Big Ivan got a little under the ball, and opportunity for Edwards out the back door. Was able to spot Jackson. Had to elude Carlisle. Got a nice shepherd from Edwards. Back into Tuck. Tuck will have to make the kick that he's capable of. And that is into the middle. Didn't quite get there, and that's what you mean about giving it to the kickers. Stanton now round the corner. Tuck to make amends. Nice mark, Conker.
Shane Tuck had to go through the corridor there, BT, because the only player up forward was Trent Cotchin. He was on Dustin Fletcher, and there's a couple of bottomers loose behind, so just haven't got that easy kick up the line to relieve pressure at the moment.
Could he have gone backwards, though, and made that kick? That's the thing. Here's Bashar Hooley. Now a centering long ball. Cotchin in there, a couple on him. Carlisle gave it to a man under pressure. It was Miller pressure. And now Nahas.
Once again, you saw it was Cochin trying to compete in the air with Dustin Fletcher on a long, slow, high ball. Brad Miller now pushes down. He's just got to do the hack work, Brad Miller. Allow Cochin to be front and centre.
5 clearances to 1 in favour of the Bombers in this quarter. Opportunity for Fletcher. Watson along the ground, Zaharakis. Some handiwork, stripped of it by Deledio. Fast out Martin, got it to Grigg. Little left foot inside out by Grigg, trying to get some work on the ball. And there he is, Barrel Boy. Like a 44-gallon drum.
He might have been working with the weapon, BT.
He might have been down to the Weapons Institute for bulking up. And there is the weapon, centre of picture there. He is a man that has got these Bombers working brilliantly in terms of their strength, even at the cost of a couple of early season injuries, but they are much stronger over the ball. Cramery.
It's a good build-up by the Bombers. A slow play, contested mark from Cramery is very important.
Hurley wanted to mark it on the chest, must extend the jukes. Here's Cramery, a run to space. Jeddah's open if he wants it. Little kick back inside to that man, Jeddah. Missed him in the end. Quick handball on. Zaharakis to Davey. Davey can go all the way. Little left foot underneath the pressure. Missed. And Monfries was in the goal square.
Well, that was fantastic from Cramery. He pushed up. They had a slow play out of defence. Not a lot of space, not a lot of area for players to take uncontested marks. He took a contested mark and then followed up. That was all his work, that inside 50.
You could ask me for the dimensions of a modern forward. I'd almost pick Stewie Cramery. He's got the great running ability. He's got the powerful mid-centre core, and he's able to take contested marks and compete at ground level. He has got it all just about, Stewie Cramery.
Deledio to Edwards. Edwards through the middle. Look at the little man at the back. Davey didn't quite get there. Fletcher now, got to knock it out under pressure. Lonergan didn't well, didn't panic. Melksham stripped to the ball. Cochin on the left, around the corner. Have a look. Nahas has taken the mark 35 metres out. Do not even think about passing the ball, Nahas.
You've got to go back and kick this one.
You're 25 metres out, man.
Well, it worries me that he's even thinking about it. You've got to love this. What are you doing, man?
Why?
Oh, no.
Nahas! They've got it back through Martin. Man,
well, that's
what was
lucky.
he thinking?
And look at the difference. Dustin Martin, he hasn't even thought about anything apart from, hey, I'm the man. I'll kick the goal. This is what he's in the side for, Robbie Nahas. He should have just been chest out, loving life. And you can tell he didn't want it.
Come on, Robin.
Well, he loves a goal, Robbie, so...
Come on, Robin.
Sure what was going on there.
Just got out of jail, I think.
Boy, oh boy. Look at the dagger look on this man. Martin right behind it. Let's ride it with the Tiger fans. Absolutely split the eye diddle for Barrel Boy. Martin has kicked his second goal. Goal for goal here in the second quarter. And Martin very impressive. I'm not sure what Nahas was thinking there. Honestly, I'm not sure what he was thinking at all. Bombers by 19. Doc Larkin's on the boundary.
Yeah, Courtney Dempsey's been off the ground for about 10 minutes, Brian. Right shoulder problems. He's been downstairs for an injection in the right shoulder. He's just gone back on the ground. So they've got Hardingham and Dempsey both struggling.
Yeah, I think all the blood drained out of Robbie Nahas' head then. He just wasn't thinking correctly, BT.
He wasn't. Out of the middle they go. Howlett around the corner. Hooley halfback.
Now, play on, play on.
You can hear the umpire's call. That's not a great tackle, though. Through the fingertips of Stanton. Now at the back, Paddy Ryder. 3 first quarter goals if you just tuned in for Paddy. He was marvellous. Cramery with the extended jukes, magnificent. Stanton, a nice little nipper into Davey. Davey will want to go. Lonergan's there if he can find him. Couldn't in the end. Dyson pounds the left footer inside 50. Nice work over the top from Bashahuli. Out wide and now Grigg.
There's not a lot in this contest at the moment, but one thing that is just those marks on the lead. Cramery again. Geez, hands were good.
Marriage. Deledio says no. Got Howlett wearing me like a glove. Has Miller been quite-ish tonight. Back to Deledio. Tries to find a way through. That's a good kick to the advantage of Rewalt. That is a brilliant kick. Rewalt probably should have marked that. Off hands, Fletcher did really well. Rewalt pursues, Howard in front. Well done, the Bomber defence. Hardingham, oh, Marriage, he's copped a little bit of a sidewinder from Crammery there. One to the forehead, I reckon it removed a few hairs. Boy.
I think your call's right on Jack Rewalt before 2BT. I reckon you're really disappointed. A great look at it. The kick was perfect, the one-on-one, but Fletcher was just up to the challenge as well.
Foley pops it up, here comes Jack. 4 deep, not going to get it done. Nice little clever tap on. Fletcher's aware of what's going on. Stanton, Nahas just went straight at him. Jack went and got a little handball back inside. Went without it, Miller. Jake Carlisle, clearing kick for Watson.
Well, that was the difference in that play, was the pick up at ground level by Carlisle.
Early.
Miller overran it.
Got the men run for the ball here. Big Tom Bell Chambers. Boy, he's got some wheels. Beat his man to the ball.
Early stuck on, the interchange race that wasn't picked up. This is really going to hurt if Bell Chambers can score, because the Tigers have had all the momentum, haven't got the reward on the scoreboard, and now the easy quick reply out the back if Bell Chambers can connect this one straight through.
Missed his other set shot opportunity. Tom Bell Chambers. Here he is, only 20 metres out, bit of angle about it, and boy, that's no good either. Almost out of bounds on the full, big Tom Bell Chambers.
Das, we're just seeing it more and more, players sneaking on from the boundary line with all the rotations clubs have, and being able to get straight into the play and being so dangerous on the back of nobody noticing them coming onto the field.
I think is there tactics in that, or just a little bit of good fortune?
I think it's probably down to more good fortune, but you do see some players, as soon as they see a chance to sprint on and sprint forward when their team's got the footy, they take off, so they know there's a chance to impact and get involved.
Ball back out wide. Marriage knocked down. Melksham, partial smother by Cochin. The give and go. Melksham involved with Watson. Now Dyson, the finisher. Look at that for a little chiseler down the throat of Stanton.
Has the side got the quickest hands in the competition at the moment? So how slick are they around the contest? They exit by hand better than just about anyone.
Well, that's how you release guys into space, but it's a game of inches, and they're just hitting all those quick little ones in tight at the moment that release the runners outside.
Stanton, reliable kick at goal, and that is no exception. That's a magnificent kick, and it's got the journey as well. So Stanton has kicked the goal. Let's get down to Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, the sub being activated at Richmond. Dylan Grimes out of the match. He's been downstairs with a physio, Brian. I think probably a soft tissue injury, and therefore the sub will be coming in. Brandon Ellis for the Tigers now.
Well, Dylan Grimes did Terry's hamstring tendon last year. You would hope that he hasn't redone it. He looks upset, doesn't look happy. He did miss the last half of the year with that.
Is that a possibility, Doc, that injury of last year could have reoccurred here?
Oh, it puts you in a much higher risk once you've had one before, Brian. That's the main reason you're going to do one again, if you know what I mean. So we're just having a look and see. They haven't treated him yet, just had a word with him. I'll get back to you.
Got that look of distress of a man who knows exactly what has happened, and that he may be spending extended time out of the game.
No mud coming on either. Brandon Ellis, very, very effective player, and will give them a bit of run, and his ball used by foot is excellent. Foley, Deledio had to give it Jackie Chan style in the air. Basher says, there's a little bit of hand candy for you. I'm going forward, and Fletcher will gobble that up.
Just read that so much better in the air than anyone else does than Fletcher. Put himself in the right position. Brad Miller has the match-up. He just has to find a way, Brad Miller, not to get out marked. The bare minimum.
Richmond runner was out there. He was dead set blocking the Bomber players on that occasion. Sure who he is. Get back to you, Doc Larkins.
Yeah, just confirming, left hamstring high up on the bone for Grimes. That's why he's out, Brian.
And what does that mean, high up, Doc?
It means longer time to get better, Brian.
Oh, boy. Crammery. Look at that. The bulldozer. He went straight through Rance and then had the poise to find Monfries. Remarkable play. Monfries kicks his second goal after a brutish effort from Crammery. Biggest margin of the game, 32 points here. A 5-goal second quarter for the Bombers.
I believe this man came off the rookie list He's just becoming a powerhouse forward, as you called, BT. Bulldozed his way through, barrel-chested, hard runner, hard at the footy, and a really exciting forward, Stewie Cranberry.
Want to see him in the goal umpire barrel boy go at it one day. Here's Fletcher out of the middle with a really nice clearance. He can go all the way. 52 metres out, missed to the left.
Darcy, touched on Stuart Cranberry. What amazes me is this is only his 31st game of AFL football. He looks like he's been playing for 10 years. Just a very, very impressive young man.
He's got all bases covered at the moment. He's a terrific mark. There you see on the lead. But he gets the job done at ground level as well, and he's got a huge running power. He pushes all day, so they've really found a great forward, the Bombers.
There's a kick that Tucky can make and does it nicely to Foley, likewise to Jackson. So the Tigers need to regain their composure here, Darce. 31, it's just starting to slip away a little, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, getting to the point where it gets beyond them, and I think your point is right. As Ivan takes a big mark, they just need to hold on to the footy, slow it down and see if they can just peg back a couple of goals.
This is the identical position where the 50 was played last night. He almost played on too, Ivan. That is great patience and poise from the big man. Now Conker should go back and convert the goal, opportunity at least, to goal.
Yeah, well done, Ivan. Super impressed with his effort tonight. He's competed hard, and just a little bit of skill that I haven't seen from him before as well, Richard.
Yeah, he's provided a marking target around the ground, 3 contested marks, and up to 13 disposals now for a ruckman at half-time. That's a pretty good night at the office so far.
Started on the bench tonight, did the 25 gamer Reece Conker. Here he is, about a 40-metre kick, slight angle, punt road end. Not a lot of wind out there tonight. Needs that to bend right to left, and it's not going to. Tweet here, is Brent Stanton a worthy contender for the Brownlow boys? Is he in that good a form this year, Brent Stanton?
Well, he is. Averaging over 30 disposals a game, most marks in the competition. I'm sure he's attracting a few votes at the moment. Watson will take a few off him, Zaharakis, but he'll certainly have a few on the board already.
That tweet from Sam Harvey, live and interactive during this game. Opportunity picked up by Cochin. Cochin 50 metres out. Just missed.
It's so excited from the Richmond point of view when the ball's in Trent Cochin's hands. You've got class and great ability to work his way through heavy traffic and score or set up goals on a regular basis.
Watson. Thought about the goal, went the little kick to Nahas. Did he throw it out the back door? Martin lines up and misses.
Well, they're missing their chances here, Richmond. That's 3 behinds in a row. Getting some good looks at it. Got to make them count.
Have a look at this. Was it a throw?
It's bobbed out of his hands, I think, BT.
Yep. Martin really should have nailed that one. Close in at half-time, a minute and a half remaining.
Might have been a touch of a throw about it, but not much. I think they'd rather just let that go, wouldn't they?
Okay. I'm just asking Richard. I'm not trying to say one way or another whether it was, but
I'm not 100% sure, actually.
Look at Paddy. Look at Paddy. 3 first-quarter goals. Taking time here to work it down to Belt Chambers. He's been going forward in his spell. Interception, Heppel. Jeddah has been very, very impressive tonight. All over the line out of bounds. We'll throw it in. A lot of hair there between Ivan and Heppel.
Paddy Ryder, we've seen him win an Anzac Day medal before, BT. Accustomed to a big stage here at the MCG.
Might win the Yukon medal here tonight, I think is how you pronounce it, Das.
I was voting in the first half. He would be right up there.
There's Hurley. A lot of handball to Stanton, just a little chipper, and he posted it. Gee, it was a great give.
See the amount of room that Stanton had, that his follow-up in the contest and spread is outstanding. He's disappointed with himself, but his run, he is one of the elite runners in the competition.
So as you can see, just under 20 seconds, the only one that can score here in the remaining part of this quarter are the Bombers. Tigers need to be wary of that. And they've given it up to Stanton. He gets a look from 50, and he gets every bit of it. He got every bit of that ball.
Brent Stanton, BT, has continued his unbelievable form. 17 disposals so far, 2 goals. He's had 35 plus 4 times this year. He's just an absolute ball magnet. They've tried to tag him so far in this game, but his gut run is just too strong. Richo can't go with him. He's kicking goals, as you said, more kicks than any player in the competition.
Well, it's hard to tag a man who's probably one of the best endurance athletes in the game, because they eventually get you. By the end of the quarter, they bob up and get those extra disposals. You can stay with them for 75% of the time, but not the whole quarter. He's now kicked 2 goals. Watson's kicked 2 goals. Their midfield are going forward and damaging Richmond on the scoreboard.
Siren will sound to represent the half-time break, and the Bombers are in control at the moment. A 6-goal second quarter to 2 goals Richmond has set them up with a half-time lead here of 35 points. And the Tigers are going to need to sort themselves out here at half-time. They're -1 player, Dylan Grimes, off with a hamstring tear injury. Doc will look into that during the half-time break. And they can be very, very happy with their first half performance here, the Bombers, Stars.
They've shown their class. They sit on the second position on the ladder. 1 loss on Anzac Day by a point. A lot of people reassessing Essendon. They are a genuine contender, I think, in 2012. Great first half. They deserve their 35-point lead at halftime.
The Bombers by 35. Dreamtime at the G halftime.
Tonight for Richmond, but their next few weeks, he's such an improved player. Their defence is an area that we're always concerned about. They couldn't afford to have him out of the side.
Umpire Jordan Bannister with a beautiful bounce to get the second half underway. Watson through the hands of Hocking in front of Martin. Ball just skidding a little bit dewy out there, as Chris Newman mentioned in the pre-game warm-up tonight. Ball eventually comes loose. Morris will chase along with Davey right on his behind. Brandon Ellis, the sub that's been activated for Grimes. And leg, said the umpire. So Morris with the free. The tackle slipping down there from Elwyn Davey.
Well, with Grimes going off, it's forced young Matty D to play on Michael Hurley. That's a big ask in your 7th game.
A very big ask, Richo. Cochin with half back. Good look at the jumpers they're wearing here for Dreamtime. You want one of those, you've got to go and buy them at the Tigers shop. Proceeds going to the Indigenous programs that the Tigers run at the club.
Done their homework really well, the Bombers, on that short kick out of defence, BT. They've closed the space down and turned the footy over regularly.
Look at that to Hurley from Fletcher. The space.
Now on the back of that short ball came in, it was Alwyn Davey with leg speed. And the veteran, he's getting better, if that is possible. Thumbs up, he's loving life. And there it was, the turnover. Look at little Alwyn. Conceded back to Fletcher. He's just pumped this one low and hard. Beautiful execution.
And Matty D's in his 11th game on Michael Hurley. Sorry, I said 7 before someone tweets in and reminds me of a mistake.
That's what it's all about, the interactive stuff, Richo. Here is Hurley hammering it to the punt road end, and that certainly doesn't help the Bomber cause.
Didn't mention Brett Deledio at half-time. He's had a pretty solid half. 20 disposals to him. It's been pretty good. Gives them a lot of run and overlap. Brett Deledio need to get it into his hands, Brian.
Newman back into play. Watson has been able to repel low, and a nice little kick finds Ryder. The Ryder's directly in front, 40 metres out.
Well, that's really disappointing. 1, to turn it over in that part of the ground, but 2, to have no defensive structure. Look at James Hird.
Have a look at this. The Coke bottle in the back. It exploded. That's what assistant coach is doing. Bomber, what are you doing opening a shaken up bottle of Coke in the back of my ear while Paddy's trying to kick a goal? Goodness gracious me. Paddy Ryder, goal number 4 for him. Dreamtime.
4 goals to Paddy Ryder. Great performance, 3 in the first term. He'll be loving life. Indigenous round, Dreamtime at the G. It means so much to the Indigenous boys. And you want to play your best in the big games, and he certainly has done that tonight, Paddy Ryder. I think we need a second look at this as Bomber Thompson opens the Coke bottle.
Bomber.
You know what was funny? I reckon Hurdy's turned around, ready to spray one of the young assistants. He found it was Bomber and had to have a bit of a laugh, but you've got to be better than that, Bomber.
Oh, Bomber, you know when it's got a bit of juice in it, you don't take the top off it. Here's Basher. Going inside 50, Jake Carlisle. What a great grab for a young man. The 16-gamer.
Well, this is what they've been really good at this year, winning the ball back in the air in their defensive 50. We know how good Fletcher is at it. Hardingham is improved at that area, and Carlisle tonight has won the ball back a couple of times also.
Doc, couple of concerns for the Bombers or not?
They're monitoring Dempsey and Hardingham, 2 defenders. Hardingham the most likely to be subbed out with a calf problem, I reckon, Brian.
Really? Hooley. Free kick paid here. It's a high tackle. Go the way of Cochin, I think.
They don't need any more soft tissues. It's been well documented. I thought they'd got them under control the last few weeks, so that'll be disappointing if that's the case.
In fact, it's a free kick to Rance. Yeah. The weapon won't be impressed with that. Yeah, that's the man in charge of the strength and conditioning side of things. He's turned men that can jump first floor buildings in a single bound.
He's been vindicated too, our man, the weapon.
Yep. Fletcher. Found a needle in a haystack. The one I like is he did 10 university courses in a 6-month TAFE term, which is remarkable.
Former radio clown as part of the CV as well, Bristol.
This is the man that's in charge of strength and conditioning for the Bombers. Here's Dyson. Long ball. Monfries. One-on-one. Works to the front. In the end, unlucky not to grab it. Kept it alive here. Cramery did really well. Look at the brutish force of the man. Stanton back to the fully suited up Hurley. Somehow, getting on the end of that was D. Matty D.
Haven't got anything to kick to here down the line, just out of screen. Dustin Fletcher's standing on his own, so they can't go long.
Ball back into the corridor here for the Tigers. Cochin, kick smothered Stanton. The regather was impressive. Now the kick down the line. Went for all or nothing there, Edwards. Picked up by Miller. Great look out the side door. Gave it off to Foley in the direction of Rewald. Nahas lurking dangerously around the front and centre. Couldn't get it in the end. Melksham will be happy with the ball up here. The umpire lets it go. Eventually it spills out. Jack tried to bore a hole in the back. Edwards around the corner kicks the goal. Tigers have got one against the flow.
Some hard work in the forward line there. Certainly not A-grade, easy flowing forward play. It was just Jack Rewalt wanting it, as Brian called very accurately there, and they just hustled a goal, but not with any great system. Just able to persevere and get one against the flow.
So they always look dangerous on this foray forward, the Tigers, and Edwards was able to capitalise with one over the shoulder. Very nice, and that gets it back to a margin that is gettable in 36 points. Martin out of the middle. Skies one. High, Rewald over the back, offhand. Nahas couldn't quite break the tackle. Goal-saving tackle by Hardingham. Carlisle to Fletcher. Gee, that would have really built the Tigers some momentum.
Well, it's on the back of a centre clearance, and 22-11 at the moment, the clearances. They need to even that up, Richmond, if they want to have any chance to get back into that game.
Brandon Ellis, the kicker there, I think will become one of the elite kicks in footy. Brandon Ellis is exactly what the Tigers need.
Yeah, I think he was recruited for that reason, BT.
Tuck from the Calder Cannons Footy Factory, of course, led by Marty Ellison down there. Here's Delidio around the corner to fire things up for the Tigers across the face. The Justin Bieber hair sort of clip over there. Brett Delidio.
Get into a bit of Bieber fever, do you, BT?
Not really my go, Richo. Now Lonergan's infringed there, and this will give the Tigers another look through Martin. Now Martin, what does he do here? So he picks something off. Miller comes at him.
Well, he's got Carlisle standing in the hole.
Goes long. Bit whitish. Edwards is there. Hardingham off hands. Little handball. Foley, quick boot to ball, but Dempsey got nothing on the southern side, so he couldn't go there, Dempsey. He's now going to go to Ryder, but I tell you what, the Tigers have 2 on 1 here. Nicely done by Batchelor. Grabs. Has a look at the goals and peppering the City end goal at the moment, the Tigers. Giving that man, Barrel Boy, a workout.
Once again, they just needed a bit of reward for effort. Jakey King thinking that one should have gone in short to him. He's a player that really needs to lift Jakey, the push-up king, one of my favourites, but hasn't been sighted. Just 2 possessions and played almost all of game time. He's got to get involved.
Red alert for the Bombers. Cochin's had 7 of it already in this quarter. Here's Watson. And once again, the Tigers. And that's 50. Can't touch them after they mark it. Lucky to get away with that, Davey. Here's Ellis. Had to compete with the Seagulls and did it well. Jakey King. Stanton was living dangerously with another touch after the mark.
Well, there's only been 15 free kicks paid for the whole game, so they're not blowing the whistle a lot.
Morris, 4 to 50. Beautiful kick. Great poise showing. Miller will line up directly in front.
He just worked his way into the contest, Brad Miller. At times, it's been a little frustrating watching him, where he just needs to stand and deliver down the line and be prepared to take a big smash over the head to bring the ball to ground. But he got on the move. Fletcher was his opponent. Fletcher sagged off, and they honoured the lead for Brad Miller. They really need a goal. They need reward for this effort. Get him back into the contest.
To get it back under 30 points, here is Miller. Gets a straight in front look. Doesn't come any more centred than that. Brad Miller. And that's very, very impressive. Tigers, no, didn't get there in the end. Rewalt tried the karate job over the top, no good. Dempsey conceded under enormous pressure. Gee, I thought it was home.
Got on the bicycle there. Jack Rewalt, unheard of.
Heppel. Out of defence, dangerous kick to Monfries. Tuck's a hard worker, unlucky not to get a free there. Grigg centres it high. Fletcher's got to compete in the air. Oh boy, did Jakey get a big... Oh, big Dustin, he did. He stuck his little chest. His pecs actually pushed Dustin out of the way. Oh, bulging out of that Dreamtime jumper.
They've broken them down a few times in a row, and Marriage does it again, keeping repeat inside 50s. And they just need a goal. And Miller's kick died on its trajectory. I thought that was there. Have a look at this. This is the soccer bicycle Maradona style. Didn't quite come off.
A bit of everything in that for Jack.
Miller
thought he'd kicked it like I thought he'd kicked it, and all of a sudden it fell short in its flight.
The air went out of the conveyance.
Either that or it hit a little cold
jet
cloud.
stream.
Something.
BT, and you were staring Richo up last week for the tall goalpost. Where have you pulled that one from?
You might have actually just officially lost it, Brian.
Hot air forces things to rise. Cold air forces them to come down. Come on, you blokes. By the way, how are you going with that goalpost work, Richo? That you think the higher the goalpost, the harder it is to kick goals. That is a fairly strange thing to say, but anyway.
Well, there's more to come on that, but we won't worry about it this week. I'm working on something.
Okay, well, Deledio through the middle. Here's a bit of nice ball from Conker to Jack. Jack got one hand on it. Missed time to run. Needs to knock it on. A beautiful spinning pirouette out of trouble. Nice handball into Miller. He fumbled. In come the Essendon defenders. Boy, a golden opportunity let slip. Tidied it up here to Martin. Right foot banana. Another miss for the pressing Tigers, and Damien goes, oh no.
Oh, poor Damien Hardwick. He would just want to rip every strand of hair out there. Great effort from Jack Rewalt. Poor delivery. Look how hard he works. He gives Brad Miller an absolute gift, and he takes his eye off the footy and drops it. They've got all the momentum here, Richmond. They've had so much of the play. They just can't score.
Dyson back into play. Risky kick to Watson. Got a nice hand there, the Tigers. Deledio, Howlett was able to avoid him, and they've got some space through the middle. Here's their skipper, Watson. A double bounce. Could have looked inside as Arrakis went no. And stolen by D. Tigers have got a loose out wide. I think it's Grigg. No, yes it is. Plays on immediately. Wanting it long is Miller. He straightens up even straighter than that. A little push there by Edwards. Oh, Rewalt, fantastic. This time Miller doesn't let him down and kicks the goal. The Tigers are just feeling it at the moment.
Did they need that? Brad Miller got a second opportunity, well done. And once again, Jack Rewalt, just smart play, great tap on. Clever to bring his teammate into it. Dominated this early part of the third quarter. Back within 26 points. Bit of momentum. And just a little bit of a question asked here of the Bombers.
Well, a bit of reward for effort here for Richmond. Last 7 inside 50s, and Jack Rewalt hasn't had his best of nights, but that was a terrific bit of play. Didn't have time to take possession of the ball, and Brad Miller was able to hang on to that one.
Back over the top here, Stanton. So the Tigers are within 20. They don't need to eat all of the lead off in one bite, but they're doing a pretty good job of it here. Grigg gets a look to go forward once again. Deledio tried to take him on, got rid of it just in the end. Foley, they'll be happy with the ball up here, the Tigers, but Zaharakis says, no, we'll force it out of defence. The desperation by the Bombers is very impressive. Marriage ground level. Did he lock it in? Should it be a free to Stanton? No umpire. Yes, it will be. In fact, it'll go.
Must knock it out.
To Stanton. You heard the umpire. 50-metre penalty. Abuse.
Big Ivan's had a blow-up, and Damien Harvick's had enough. He's got to take himself out and just let off a bit of steam here. You can see Ivan's frustration because Stanton has got no intention apart from to hold the footy in, and it's actually Stanton holding the ball underneath. And that's what is, I suppose, sometimes disconcerting with the rule, is that Marriage is doing everything he can to keep the ball out. The rule says if you dive on it, it doesn't come out, it's your responsibility. But that's not the spirit of the game. That's not the way you want the game played.
Well,
Stanton from 35 metres out directly in front to lower bit. Big blow for the Tigers. Stanton kicks the goal.
Damien Harvick's just giving himself a little breather. Really frustrated. They have battled super hard to get themselves back into a position where they can compete, and then that goes against you. I understand the letter of the law there, but I find that really frustrating.
Packed MCC members there, as you can see. Bombers by 32. That is a big blow there, that 50-metre penalty. Just wonder whether the umpire could have sucked it in and gone on with it. Here is Grigg. Out of the middle, high ball, Rewalt. The centering target. Gee, Hardingham got hands in back for my liking there. An opportunity for Nahas. Dempsey doing really well. Marriage fired the handball off. Little kick around the corner. Might have been Deledio that got pooped a ball. It gets a good bounce, and it is. It's a goal. Deledio kicks his first of the night. And the Tigers back to that 26-point margin here. Deledio will come from the ground and get his well-deserved rest. 9 minutes left here. Feel if the Tigers can get it back to about an 18-point margin, they are in the hunt here in the last quarter.
Great quick reply from the Tigers. I want to go back to this decision with Brett Stanton, Richo. He grabs the ball, tucks it underneath that Marriage. I think the adjustment to the rule was if you intentionally drag it back under, then it should at least be play on. I can understand Marriage's frustration.
no doubt. And, you know, they're only human, the players, when they're out there. And sometimes you're going to get frustrated. And it's a big boys' game.
Free kick to Cochin out of the middle here. Left foot kick off the side, not what it should have been. Newman. Tackled by Monfries here. Hasn't had a lot of the ball in this game, Newman, has he? Just the 6 touches. Doc Larkin's on Fletcher.
This is the physio's been out to him twice this quarter, Brian. He's getting tightness in the right adductor, just high up in that inside groin. They've just decided to get him off for a few minutes, try and loosen it up with some massage.
Yeah, I saw him stretch after he kicked the ball in. I think it was to Jobe Watson on the lead earlier in this quarter, and it was unusual to see him do that. All over the line and out of bounds, so some work on Fletcher, and that would be a major concern. You can see the abductor being worked on there, as Doc points out. Has he had any history of that, Doc?
He's been carrying it through the year, Brian, all this season. So they've been getting a lot of work during the week. Hasn't missed, but it's been sore before.
Gee, not sure whether Hocking had the ball then. Here's Lonergan. He's really impressive. Jetta. Handball intercepted, and now the Tigers have got some run through the middle. Brandon Ellis handball to Morris. Morris thought about it to Martin. He said, you're tailed by Zaharakis, and goes sideways and short and finds Grigg. Not the required journey, said the umpire. So Grigg swung around, let it sail and kicked the goal. Better if you don't think about it, said Grigg. Tigers back to 20 points.
And the Tiger fans up on their feet here. They're sensing a real opportunity. Back to 20 points. They've had a great half of this quarter. Had all the inside 50s, they've had all the play, and now just starting to get reward from the scoreboard. Fletcher's off, they're getting a little bit more access and deep into the forward line. Revolt's up and about, and midfielder on top, Richo, right back in this contest.
Yeah, well, they've been able to win some clearances this quarter, Richmond, 5-1. It's got them back into the contest. They've dominated time in their forward half, and back to 20 points now. It's been reward for effort in this quarter from the Tigers. Brett Deledio and Sean Grigg playing really well.
Well, Chambers into the ruck. Watson with a timely clearance out of the middle with the help of Stanton. Davey and Crameri arrive at the ball. This puts Batchel under enormous pressure. Back to Davey. He's on his favoured left boot. Spins around punt road. Right as they're in the one-on-one. Rance did well, needs to keep his feet.
It's only a little one, boys, but that is a fantastic captain's effort by Joe Watson, that centre bounce. Under the pump a little bit. Richmond, the last couple of goals, just made that ball his own. They get the centre clearance. It's in their half of the ground.
Can't afford to concede the quick reply. They've got to defend with their life here.
Jetta, not enough hook on it.
He's looked dangerous at ground level tonight, Jetta, inside 50. Got on the move there at that stoppage. Got goal side of Brett Deledio. He'd be disappointed. He would love to have his chance at that one again.
So Richmond have closed within 20, and with that behind, 21 points now. And it's a nice position to be in as we enter red time, 20-minute mark. Time on period here in the third quarter. Bell Chambers out muscles Marich. Dyson on his favoured left side. That's a great kick. Really, really good to Crameri on the lead. Unstoppable. Morris and Jetta having words, and says to the umpire, have a look at that.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed here, Ivan. Bell Chambers with some strength. He gave him a bit of a shove, but I thought it was underneath the arm and in the side, so happy with that one to be played on. And the kick was fantastic. Crameri, full-chested lead.
Crameri comes in, 35 metres out, 45-degree in, and he nails that goal. A beautiful responding goal from the Bombers. Crameri, for such a good game, gets his first of the night.
Yeah, it's a big response, isn't it? Getting underneath the 20-point margin. Some questions being asked. The Bombers are just flagging a bit as Justin Fletcher back out on the ground and resumes his role in the back half of the ground. Seem to have the answers at the moment, the Bombers.
Doc Peter Larkins is down at ground level. Doc.
He just see Dusty adjusting the shorts there, Brian. He's just had the physio out, putting some strapping high up on the groin while the goal was coming back.
Well, a big concern there for the Bombers. They lead it by 27, and just when it looked like Richmond are mounting a challenge, the Bombers superb in their response. Here's Melksham. Jetta has been very lively. Howlett, gee, that was a clean pickup. Lost track of the ball, did Alice. Tuck was upended and went without it. Jackson and Hocking go at it. The winner, Hocking. Melksham stripped of the ball in a good tackle by Hooley. Haven't been a lot of frees paid tonight. Consistently, I might add. Good job by the umpires here tonight. Big crowd in the background there. But Dreamtime at the G. Marich, Conker. Fast hands Jackson was good in the end. That's all Jackson could really do. And he did it well over the back. Here's Edwards, gathers. Got Heppel nicely. Not sure that he needed to go there to Nahas. He tripped over. Got to come back and support now. Miller, he does, but upended. Big chance for the Bombers. Stanton running bounce, driving kick inside 50. Here's Crameri at the back. Couldn't hold the mark. Jetta got rid of the handball. Howlett. Tigers respond in defence, or do they? They are under enormous Bomber pressure at the moment. They forced a turnover. Lonigan gives it off. Crameri thought about the left footer. Went wide to Stanton, and he releases backwards to Zaharakis. Zaharakis turns around, and that kick ain't no good.
Yeah, the competitive forward pressure, the Bombers, it's one of the great features of their game, with Leroy Jetta, Melksham, all working so hard to keep it in their forward half the ground.
Gee, had Nahas in the middle. Deledio's seen him. Must give it to Nahas. He does now. He can go back to Deledio if he wants. Nahas does, because he's a better kick. Now Deledio goes from 45. He missed. Just got his timing wrong in the step then.
Yeah, and the pressure coming from the Bombers defenders in his face just forced him to rush that kick. He couldn't have another steadying step. Well done to the Essendon defenders, coming up, risking, coming off their own men.
Is Nahas capable from that distance then, Richo? Should he have gone alone?
I think he made the right choice. Yep. Deledio's obviously the better kick. Probably just needed to release it a little bit earlier.
There's a marriage. Handball out the back door to Jackson. Didn't sense the hocking tackle coming. That's a throw in my book from Tark. Marriage gets it off though. Fletcher just knocks it away.
Just always in the right spot, Dustin Fletcher. So much experience, puts himself in the right position. How many times do you see him chop off a player on a lead like that?
No chance taken there by Fletcher. Marriage to Deledio. He had more time than he thought then. Miller's the target. Got a 2-on-1 here. Here's Jake King. He's put on the short sleeve. The muscles have popped out, and he's turned around and found a target. Yeah, Jakey King.
Great stuff. First time he's really been involved, BT, and he's got that spark about him. It was Fletcher giving chase, who Doc has mentioned has got a bit of adductor tightness. He didn't like the left to right motion that he had to be put under.
Don't know why he went with the long jumper in the start, but here is Foley lining up for goal. Kick on the way. Gee, that's not good at all. Did not kick it confidently.
Missed some chances tonight inside 50.
Fletcher short. Deledio's had 9 touches of the ball this quarter. Heppel didn't panic. Dyson's kick out of bounds on the full low. So with 3:39 remaining in the quarter, the Tigers, another goal off the lead would be nice for them.
Who do you see?
Miller goes long and deep, top of the square, Richo. Up they fly. Hardingham missed it. Fletcher did really well to Davis. Here comes Morris. He went the all or nothing there, Morris. Luckily it went out of bounds for the Tigers.
Haven't called their sub yet, Lovett Murray, the Bombers. Dustin Fletcher looking a little bit sore, you know, getting on in age. Would you think about taking him off?
Yeah, I think you would. Yeah, I think it's temptation not to risk him tearing a adductor and missing 4 or 5 weeks. If there's any doubt, you'd be thinking that maybe that's the right call.
As Morris almost ran for the boundary line when he knew the ball was pinned to him.
Really like Morris, who has come into the side, debuted in round 1, mature age defender, just keeps improving week in, week out. Hard nut, committed to the contest.
Might ask the fans out there if they would like, who should they sub the Bombers at this stage?
Get involved in the interactive stuff that goes on a Saturday night. Here's D. Sliding handball to Grigg. Grigg around the corner. Tucked in well. Got the handball off to Martin under some pressure. Not before he got the kick away, though. It gets over the top. Miller was in there. So was Edwards. Here's Nahas. Picked it up. Thought about taking them on. Jackson gets a look. Sold some foot candy. The misses this quarter have been mounting up for the Tigers.
It's a real shame for the Tigers. They've absolutely dominated this quarter as far as time in forward half goes. 61% of this quarter's been inside the Richmond forward half, but they just haven't capitalised on them. They could be a lot further back into this game if they could finish their work.
4 goals, 7 Lingy this quarter for the Tigers.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts big time. Nice cut off again by the Tigers.
Foley responds with a little put back in there. Went to Miller. Really, his hands need to be stronger than that. Here's the man that's put the short sleeve on. And he got a high tackle, the little man. Jake King. Have a look at the artwork, the muscles. The short sleeve is his go.
Well, it's inspired him, the short sleeve. He wore the long sleeve at the start of the game. I'm not sure why, if there's an injury concern with him or something he was trying to hide, but it's been more lively since he put that on, BT.
Hasn't he ever now?
Hey, this is a massive kick, BT. Oh. Back to within 3 goals.
Yep.
Couple of minutes remaining.
Fletcher coming off to Das. You may be right. Will that be the sub? King has the momentum, swung a little here. Needs to kick the goal and he's missed. 4 goals, 8 for the quarter. Richmond.
Yeah, 12 scoring shots for a quarter is a domination. There's Dustin Fletcher. We just asked whether he should be subbed out, BT, and it looks like they're getting active. He's on the phone, Lovett Murray. He might be coming on.
Doc, we're going to come to you in a moment for a thought there, but here go the Tigers again. Jackson inside 50. Rewald's got a really good look at this. It was well done over the top. Was there a hand on it? I'm not so sure. I think it might have gone all the way. It has. The Tigers have got one through Jackson. Das just spoke of it. Tigers down by 17. And a little bit of a box on. Quickly down to you, Doc, on Fletcher.
Yeah, he will be subbed. Lovett Murray's got the green vest off. He's been on the phone twice getting the instructions. They've been planning this for the last 3 or 4 minutes. So this is an adductor problem he's had on and off the last month, Brian, and they've just taken the precaution to get him off. He's not moving well, as Das said.
How about this for the Tigers, though? Couple of minutes out. They've got all the momentum. They've dominated this quarter. Have now been able to get the scoreboard pressure. The Bombers have Fletcher out, who's so important in their structure. Just the body language. I'm looking around the MCG and you're seeing it just stand a little taller at the moment. Centre clearance here is going to be massive.
Spot on. The centre clearance here. Joe Watson will get involved.
They kicked 3 of the last 4 goals, the Tigers. Don't forget they've missed 8 times as well. Here's Dempsey. Courtney Dempsey. Little ball wide to Dyson. Dyson chips it back in.
Well, the Bombers will probably try and run this quarter out here with possession.
Hardingham got the ball here, goes inside 50. Opportunity now out wide for the Bombers. Carlisle picks it up, gives it back into Hocking. Got to get back on the left, and that cost him the tackle in the end. Had to handball it back out. Carlisle trying to brush the tackle off. Got it into Ryder. Ryder with a quick rib. There's Howlett running for goal. I think he's kicked, and he has. The Bombers have responded. Big time goal from the Bombers and Howlett. Unbelievable stuff for them. In a time of great need, Howlett was able to step to the plate and ping one for the Bombers. 105-82.
Well, that's a massive goal in the context of this game against the flow of play. Just before the 3/4 time siren, the Richmond defenders weren't happy. They thought they might have got a holding the ball decision their way. Richo, they needed to play the quarter out. But that's the class of this side, Essendon. They've always been able to answer so far in this game.
Yeah, they have. They got numbers around that contest. There was a decision there that may have been paid, may not. Essendon had the resolve to stay at it, and they finished with a nice goal.
Bombers by 23 points. Not long remaining in this quarter. Ball up possibility here in the middle. 25 seconds left here in this 3rd quarter. Bombers by 23. Good gap for them, but a striking distance for the Tigers. Here's Miller. Had it punched away. Not long left. Half a quarter of a minute here. Dyson in there, fighting hard for the ball.
Just Brad Miller's hands in the game so far. He's fumbled. He's missed opportunities to take marks. He has just got to find a way to get the basic things right, Brad Miller, if he is to keep his spot in the side.
6 seconds here. Tigers the only one can score from this position. Been a fantastic 3rd quarter of football here. The Tigers have struck back. Very, very nice work. It is, I think, a 23-point lead here now. That 3/4 time, and the Tigers have done well to get back from 35 down at halftime. That man there is gone for the night. Subbed out. The 200 gamer Chris Newman. James Hird will go out and address the Bombers, who have been very impressive. But it's a resurgent Tigers that we're looking for here at the moment. Monfree's getting tangled up there with the Tiger boys on his way in to the chat. Let's take a breath here. On the other side of the break, the Bombers lead by 23. Last quarter at Dreamtime. That is why we are having the wait.
Ryder and Marrick competing in the ruck. Bell Chambers has gone forward.
23-point margin. Bombers in the lead. Dreamtime number 8, Paddy Ryder into the ruck. Nice tap down. Tigers with a clearance now to the punt road end. Here's Alice. Gathers. Lovett, Murray, Nahas back inside. Deledio gets a look to the punt road end from 50 metres out. High ball. Miller competed. Rewalt. Just the one goal tonight. Miller again. Come back. Edwards, left foot kick over the shoulder. Is it there to open this one? Right up. He kicks the goal. And they're back within 17 points.
Oh, that's a great bit of work by Shane Edwards. The only Indigenous player out there for Richmond tonight, and that's what his job is. If you're a small forward inside 50, it's his second goal.
Competed really well in the air, didn't he, Richo?
Yeah.
And then the second effort.
Just stayed at it.
From Richmond's point of view, it's exactly what they needed. They needed the spark and a bit of confidence to just believe that they can do it. Brett Deledio again, Richo, how good has he been?
He's been outstanding. Some games clearances don't matter as much. Teams don't win the clearances. Doesn't matter, they win the game. But tonight, whenever the teams have had clearance dominance, they're winning the game. And Richmond got that first clearance in this last quarter.
Game on here at the G. Big Ivan. Lonigan trying to bring it down. Richmond with another clearance to go with their first. Here's Jay King. Boy, elevating high for a little man. Dyson to Lovett Murray. Straight to Cochin in the middle of the ground. 50 metres. This will mean Cochin will kick from 30 metres out directly in front to put them within 11 points.
James Hird just rocked back in the chair, sucked in a deep breath, crossed the arms. He knows that all of a sudden his side's under a bit of pressure, and correct decision. Ryder went over the mark. Cochin's little give before that was just sensational. He draws pressure, this man, because he's just so good. Every time he touches it, it's goal for Richmond.
For his second goal. Biggest kick of the night, no question. Cochin directly in front, punt road end, has got it. Tigers are back within 11 points. Cochin kicks his second. Consecutive goals early in the last quarter to send the Tiger fans partly feral. They're within 11.
Wow. How about the buzz around this stadium at the moment? Tiger fans, the army are up on their feet, and they are sensing they can pull off something very special here. Dreamtime at the G.
Well, the forced kick out of defence by Lovett Murray and Paddy Ryder, it was there. And Trent Cochin, class player, been missing a lot of set shots in that third quarter. Cochin nails that one.
Back in the middle we go. Tigers within 11 points.
Well, that's a dangerous one, isn't it? Coming in hard off the line, head over the footy. Well played again from Tuck.
They go for the Tigers. Here's Rewalt. Big flyer over the top, couldn't get it. Watson got a high tackle.
Just draws three kicks, Stroke Watson puts his head over it.
So the Tigers on the challenge. What can the Bombers do? Here's Hurley, says come at me. Ryder to the pocket, holding on Rance. Ryder knocks down. Tigers some numbers here. Jackson repels from half back. Or does he? Goes backwards with an iffy kick. This will put Batchelor under some pressure. And you saw the pressure. The kick wasn't great. Hurley to Ryder. Probably should have marked that, Paddy. And we'll have a ball up. No, he won't. At the back door to D. Basher Hawley's kicked it out of bounds at the full.
Well, they had Zaharakis and Dempsey were the only people down the line, and that's what Hawley looked at. Forced him to probably make that mistake.
Hurley goes long and deep. Conker with the punishing spoil to the boundary.
How good Watson down the other end. They're under the pump. Puts his head over the footy, draws the free kick.
Marich in front. Deledio pushed out of the way by Stanton. Cochin now over the top of Hocking, who's just a fighting machine, Heath Hocking. Now this is within 25 metres of the Bomber City end goal here.
I like that open space you can see at the back of the contest. Normally you'd get a lot more numbers back to defend. Dangerous situation here for the Tigers.
Yeah, went into that space too, Das. There's Deledio, who was able to get back and kicks this one down the line. Who do they pay that to? And yes, to Rewalt.
Had a quiet night, Jack Riewoldt, just the 1 goal, 5 possessions, but you get the feeling he's sensing it might just be the final moment where he can involve himself in a big win here tonight.
Riewoldt goes down the line with a high ball. Marrish just got rid of Chambers.
He's been enormous, Big Ivan.
He has tonight. Hocking very close to encroaching on that 5-metre protected zone.
Dustin Martin wants it down there, BT, in a one-on-one.
And that's the direction it's going. He draws Martin to the pocket. He tries to push Carlisle away. Did well, Carlisle, to hang in the contest. Lovett Murray go to Edwards. Bit of a foot candy sold. Martin tried to get around Zaharakis and was stripped. Took him on.
One of the rare times Martin gets caught, but don't argue, just slipped a touch high. Good tackle from Zaharakis.
Dash, you talk about Jack Riewoldt sticking at it. Well, that's exactly what you have to do as a key forward. You need to keep going for your marks. It might come down to a big contested mark late in a tight game.
Here's Grigg. Around the corner, Zaharakis steady in defence. It's an 11-point margin. Lots of time on the clock. Can go either way here tonight. Zaharakis forced to kick down the line as some of the Bombers run gone. Chambers got up high. Nice work from the Bombers as Hurley got it off, but they turn it over. Here's Deledio. Short kick to Miller on the lead. Too far out to score. Deledio wanted it back, didn't get it. Here's Jake King. Oh boy, he ignored the little man. Miller goes long. Riewoldt was held. The mark taken by Edwards though.
Shane Edwards, he's enjoying the fact that all the attention going to Riewoldt. They tried to double team him, didn't pay Edwards any respect, and he's shown he's capable overhead. The inside 50 count, just dominated at the moment. As you can see, the Tigers have had all the play from the start of the third quarter, and they've opened up the final term. Deledio getting involved. Thought he should have got it back, but in the end it ended up with this man.
25 metres out, if that, Edwards for his third goal. Big goal. They're back within a straight kick here, the Tigers. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The Tiger mob are up and about. Signs are plenty. Edwards, in the Dreamtime game, the only Richmond Indigenous representative, has kicked 3 huge goals. Former great there, Richo Dale Waitman.
They're your old teammate, BT. You could tell a few stories about the flea, but the fans are loving it. It's the clearances, 4-0 this quarter, inside 50, 7-1. And that's, you give one away there.
Yeah, that hurts, doesn't it? It might have been Bashar Hurley who just put his toenail over the line.
Look at that scoreboard. Monumental finish here required from both mobs. Marriage upended. Martin tries the little mini, don't argue. Brandon Ellis, superb. Here goes Miller. Gives it to the run of Tuck. Tuck, a big high ball. A bit of a rainmaker. Puts Cotchin under pressure. Jake King, the front and centre. Dyson is gang tackled. And the ball up on the Richmond 50.
All of a sudden, Richmond look very dangerous going forward, and it shows when Dustin Fletcher's not in that Essendon backline controlling things, it can get opened up a little bit.
Love the fact that it's Cotchin and Martin resting forward too, Lee. It's a good point you make. Riewoldt suddenly looks more dangerous than he has done at any stage tonight.
Have a look at the numbers. That fight was a 2-on-1. Hurley was really working hard, didn't have a lot of support. Free kick, Richmond. Things starting to turn and go their way.
I'm not kidding. It's a high tackle.
Bomber player saying, you're kidding. Umpire saying, no, I'm not. High tackle. There's Rance. The Tigers looking for some spread here. Wouldn't want to bite off more than they can handle. That's a horrible, horrible kick. I'm not sure who it was, Richo. But here is Watson. Who was it?
It was Conkery. He had Steve Morris on his right leg if he turned outside. He chose to come inboard on his non-preferred and turned it over.
Watson's kick back to the man that turned it over initially, Conker.
A credit to him, BT, because he had a massive clanger and then he just put his head down. He chased Jetta as hard as he possibly could, defended with his life, and that's all he can do.
Here's Nate Foley, running bounce through the middle, zigzag. Little ball out to Marriage.
What about Ivan's game? Possession number 21.
There's Nahas! 52 out on the boundary. The little wee man with the orange boots. He lessens the angle, puts it into the square. There is Rewalt. Bang! He got smacked mid-air. And a minor score.
Well, this is his 5th contested mark. Big Ivan Maric. He's been really good. He's been one of the reasons they've been able to get back into this game in the second half.
Dempsey plays on. I think he wanted it wider than that, Dempsey, but Watson and then Foley. 2-on-1. Cochin has taken a mark. 35 out.
That was a strange decision there from Courtney Dempsey at this stage of the game. They haven't got momentum. He's tried a miracle ball down the middle. It was a one-on-one situation. The Tigers are winning the one-on-one contest at the moment. Couldn't be in better hands, Richard.
Well, the Bombers at this stage just got no run. All that run and spread that we saw early has gone.
First minute of the game was when the Tigers led. Other than that, it's been all the Bombers. Cochin comes in. That's mighty tight. I think it's there. The Tigers are in front. Look at the fans and players enjoy the moment. Couldn't be a bigger occasion. And the yellow and black army are up out of their perches in huge numbers.
Trent Cochin, you're a star. That man Dustin Fletcher's been subbed out of the game. Bizarre decision from Courtney Dempsey to come up the corridor. Came back, he got punished. They've kicked the last 4 goals, the Tigers. Might have been a bit of a shank, in fairness to Dempsey. The kick from fullback. Yeah, it wasn't where he wanted it to go. But as you said, this crowd has erupted. The Richmond Army on their feet. They've hit the lead, BT.
Have a look at them. Haven't seen that cheer squad since 1980.
Have a look at that dude.
I think that's his real hair, sadly enough.
Out of the middle.
Really race silence.
The wheels, Delidio. Spins around, high balls, one on top of Miller. He collapsed under the weight of the pack. Jakey Carlisle is savaged by Rewalt. Oh, it's a hunting team now, the Tigers, and Hurd can only look on. That man there, not his real hair. Fans up and about. Boy, oh boy, wowee. Foley to Tuck. Tuck has been enormous to Grigg around the corner. Grigg to Nahas. Carlisle, who wasn't Carlisle, in fact, it was Hooker. Doing a great job.
Just once again, Richmond doing it on the back of keeping the ball in their half of the ground. Just not letting Essendon have an outlet. Create the pressure. Just repeat inside 50s, kicking goals on the back of it.
Drawn issue with that man there, Dustin Fletcher, subbed out of the game. High ball here. Here's Davey. Can he make something happen for the Bombers now? Here's Watson. Magnificent brutish play by Jobe. On to Melksham. Spots up Dyson. He's a left footer, remember. Look at this. Alwyn's got wheels like no other. Couldn't get there this time, though. Conker. Lonigan got pushed over by Jackson. Jackson's in amongst it.
What about Jobe Watson? Just to set up that play. Really unlucky that didn't go coast to coast for a goal. Tiger fans aren't happy, but the class of Watson's so clean there, Richard.
He picked that up off his ankles and made something out of nothing, created this forward 50.
Knocked down here. Picked up by Lovett Murray. Lovett Murray, magnificent goal from the boundary line. He celebrates.
Oh, Indigenous round. And Lovett Murray, activated sub in the last quarter. He injects himself into the contest. Paddy Ryder's been great. Shane Edwards has been great as well. Ripping game here, Dreamtime at the G.
Richmond have been so good this quarter. They'll be disappointed by that. Look at that space that Essendon could work into there. That's sloppy by the Tigers. Damien Hardwick will be disappointed.
Just had no one manning him up at that stoppage, Lovett Murray.
Back in the middle. Tigers with a clearance. Kick forward. There's Kyle Hardingham. Pursued by Nahas, who rolled him over in the tackle. And eventually Martin has to take on 3 or 4 of them.
A great effort, Robbie Nahas there, Richo. He got caught behind and then he just didn't give up, put enough pressure on to make sure that Hardingham didn't take the mark.
Lovett Murray knocked down Newman. 200-gamer. Whitish night for him tonight. Here's Bashar Hooley. Lonigan. Brandon Ellis puts the ball under the wing. Miss Martin with the handball. He went to ground. Belchambers got him in a good tackle. Here's Dempsey to settle it down for the Bombers. Not 15, said the umpire. So he had to go. Boy, I reckon Jakey King hit him late. Into the middle. The run by Zaharakis. Short ball, Watson.
Zaharakis. That was outstanding, that decision that he made with the ball. He could have gone long. He had Hurley, I think it was, running back to the goal square. He spotted. You see this late hit
by Jakey King. That was definitely late. Lucky not to be penalised.
This decision here by Zaharakis. He could have gone long there on his right, went back to his left, spotted Watson. Outstanding decision.
Jobe Watson has kicked 2 tonight. This is a massive shot at goal. 4 points in front the Bombers, and it's a little left. High ball over the back. Tigers under pressure. Koch and the clearer. Monfries has stolen it off Grigg. Now this kick suits Monfries because he is a bit of a right to left hooker of the ball, and this will suit him from this position on the ground.
Yeah, great intercept by Monfries.
To make it real hard for the Tigers. To extend the margin to 10 points. Angus Monfries lines up. Looks good. It's there.
A great response from the Bombers. They are lightning quick. You see Zaharakis with Dempsey charging off half-back. Lovett Murray's come on, had an impact as well. Just a quality side. Challenge thrown down. And they've been able to stand up and respond. Plenty of time still.
Forward half turnovers are worth their weight in gold, and I think when you gain possession 5 metres out, I think you're better off trying to clear it outside 50, get it outside of the scoring range, and Monfries picked it off.
Over the back is Lovett Murray. Lovett Murray to Davey. Morris got a hand there. Davey won the ball, turns around, tries to slot up the lead there, couldn't quite get it. Crammery now. Ground level ball, D went in hard. And I think we may have a ball up. No, once again, the ball eventually comes out. Jackson was careful. And that was off the leg of a Bomber player, I think, in the end.
Yeah, it'll be a Jackson free kick, BT. Well done to Alex Rance. Had 3 goals kicked on him in the first quarter by Ryder. You love the way he sticks at it. Fought his way back in beautifully.
Miller. Lots and lots of time on the tick-tock. 8.5 minutes. 10 points is nothing. What can the Bombers do to hold off the Tigers? Hurd's gone boundary side. Lingy is offering all sorts of instructions down there.
He certainly is, BT. He's getting into his players. He wants them to stand up now in these pressure situations. Almost a great time to practice leading into finals. When it's a tight game, big game, practice what you do.
There's Jake King. Got around 1. Got a bit of a look here. It's Miller. Straightens up. Punt right in. Running straight at him. He's missed. 9-point margin.
This is a big kick in for the Bombers. They need to retain possession. Can't afford to turn it over here.
And there is the task ahead for Dicey. How would you like to be a man kicking in at fullback these days?
This is a pressure cooker situation, kicking in at this point of a game.
Not easy. He goes for the numbers and the height, and Crameri doesn't let him down.
And that's the job. When you go long, you need to tell players to take contested marks. Crameri, brilliant.
Belchambers a 2-on-1 here.
Yeah. Belchambers, Batchelor got back and made them work for it. Howlett to Hurley. Funny little handball to Hocking. Hocking over the top has found the loose man. Is it Watson again? It is. But he's deep in the pocket. Really deep in the pocket. And it's a tough kick.
Jobe Watson has just added another dimension to his game. Overhead marks in the forward line. He has been terrific. That makes him so dangerous if he can push forward and take those grabs.
Yeah, Lingy That pick up he did at ground level, now 4 points down in the middle that created the inside 50 that Lovett Murray scored the goal.
2 straight tonight for Watson.
He also had a hand. He marked it inside 50 when Montfrey's got his goal, and now this one here.
There he is, Jobe Watson going for the straight drop punt, and that was always difficult to the near side. Back to a double-figure margin of 10 points.
The Twitter question a little earlier about Brent Stanton and Brownlow votes. Jobe Watson, with the amount of wins that they have had, his impact on the game, he will poll very, very heavily in the first 8 rounds.
Little kick back into play. There were 2 balls on the oval then. It shouldn't have been allowed to come back in. Daniel Jackson goes out wide, looking for Jake King and Heppel in a one-on-one. Gee, he goes hard. Kingy got his head almost kicked off there. Quickly down to Lingy. Why is Hurdy come down to the bench, do you reckon? Is it a communication problem?
I could only see it being that sitting up in the box, he doesn't feel like he could influence the game from up there. It takes too long to get a message to the runner to get out there and tell the players. He can directly communicate with his players and get what he wants.
I wonder also, I don't know whether there's any sign of communication breakdown in the phone system there, but it is unusual that Hurdy's come so
I think
early.
he just wants to get a little closer to the weapon, BT, and just get a feel what that man thinks about the situation. It's game on.
Some advice from the weapon at this stage, I think. Marriage, Tigers end. Tuck been enormous. Brandon Ellis from 40. High ball gives them a chance. Behind it will be. Back to 9 points. There is the weapon left. Hurdy's there, and he looks very animated at the moment, Hurdy, doesn't he? He's been caught up in the emotion of this one, that is for sure.
He's got coke all through his hair.
Which is a good thing, yes. He's had a spray of coke from his mentor in Bomber Thompson. There's Rance. Rance is centering ball. Tigers in their forward 50. Knocked down. Dempsey couldn't control a difficult bouncing ball. And the Bomber fans applaud his efforts. So 5:30 left. Essendon by 9 points. Inside 50s, I think I saw Richmond 15-6, I think it was. Or 15-9 in this quarter, it might have been. 15-6 it was. Hurley around the corner. Kick in the direction of Jeddah. Jeddah around once and twice. Gives it to the fresh legs of Lovett Murray. Got a really poor bounce. Tuck had to bore in. Bounces back to Lovett Murray. Morris with a diving tackle. Just put him off balance.
Great effort, Stephen Morris. 8th game. Mature age recruit.
That's
son of Kevin. He's been around the system. He won't let his side down. He wants it badly. A brilliant performance to just keep his side in the game. A goal there. It was almost beyond them. They're right back.
Oh, no. The Tuck did well. It was a 1-on-3 if it hit the deck.
Oh, he's got the Lydia on the corridor.
He goes shorter to Foley. He's got the overlap runner of Ellis if he wants. That's where it is now. The boy out of the Calder Cannons 40 factory, Brandon Ellis. Short ball finds Jakey King. Jake King will want to go long, and he does. Richmond players queue up. Edwards thought about the leap from behind. Now over the back. Hardingham has to take him on. Beautifully shrugged tackle by Kyle Hardingham. And now he's got to find Stanton, and he does.
I almost want to applaud that effort from Hardingham. Last line of defence, burst his way through, and then to execute the short kick to Stanton under pressure. Great play.
It's one of the reasons the Bombers have improved. He's been great down back.
Knocked to the boundary. Is successful. And Watson waits in the gates there to come on. You can see him in the foreground. And James Hird with the instructions.
Just had a tweet from Impala. Good to see Hurdy on the boundary. Motivation and energy are going to win this now, not strategy. So Bomber fans happy with that?
Yeah, that is a very good tweet, Das. I agree with that. And he's down there for that now. Crammer into Zaharakis from beyond 50. Watson, Hurley, Watson. Now that's an 11-point margin now in favour of the Bombers.
Yeah, well played too, Hurley. He got up his feet. He's got this moving. Can they score on the cannon?
Could have gone wide to King. He went inside to Tuck. Tuck could have bounced. He decided to kick it. Played within his limitations. Up they fly off hands. Carlisle with a kick that didn't clear enough. Is it 15? Umpire said yes.
This Jack Rewol's just found himself in the wrong spot so often tonight. It was a quick kick. He's trying to double back to the goal square, and he's getting caught 10 metres away from where the footy's dropping every time.
Well, they've had their chances. They've had that many inside 50s, just haven't been able to take a mark.
Essendon kick a goal here, the game's over. Tigers are under enormous pressure, and look at this. They queue up for an opportunity. Crameri to Davey. Davey on his left foot, didn't go for it. Mentioned for Watson, but he kicked the goal accidentally.
Well, we called it, BT. That's the nail in the coffin. 3 minutes remaining. Went down the other end. They just needed a big contested mark. Congratulations to the Bombers who persevered. And you know, I love Joe Watson. He could have easily grabbed that, turned around and kicked the goal. He just does the right thing. Every situation, they've been very courageous, the Bombers.
Oh, great effort here. Very unselfish play in the end it was to try and get the ball over the top by Davey to his skipper Watson, but here's the accidental hero there. Kicked the goal and the Bombers by 17 points now. Kick goes forward to Ryder. Jetta, who was enormous early in this game. Tonka. 2:44 remaining in the game. Edwards. Short little ball over the top. Here's Dustin Martin. Got rid of it just in the nick of time. I reckon the umpire was about to put whistle to mouth. Howard has been fantastic. And now it's about control for the Bombers from half-back, and Lovett Murray does just that.
Well, Richmond have had 65 inside 50s to 46, so they've had their chances. Bombers have just had more poise at some crucial periods. Watson, Hurley won some big contested ball when it mattered at crucial times in this last quarter.
Thanks, Basha.
Ball up, centre wing. Deledio to Greg. Kept it alive, did Greg. Bombers have been fantastic here tonight.
That's got to go to Rewalt, that kick.
Marriage told to play on by the umpire. Davey, what a great little give. Lonigan from Belchambers. Paddy Ryder couldn't get a run at it over the top. He so desperately wanted the hanger. Crameri. Ball pin in tight.
Well, that was just a strange decision. There's Hurdy. They're saying, all right, just keep the lid on it. Still a few minutes to go. Not get carried away.
Lonigan. Funny little handball. Crameri around the corner. It's got a bit of hip on it. It's got a bit of drive. It's offline.
Just a couple of the really, I suppose, basic things in the game. You've got Jack Rewalt, hasn't had a great night. The mark's taken it enough forward. He had the whole 50 on his own. You've got to go to your star forward and bring him into the game in that situation.
Back into play. Jackson almost had it taken away. They're under pressure now, the Tigers. Watson to Crameri. Desperate smother there by Cochin. Little kick around this corner, hoping for a bit of boundary. Alice to Greg, to Martin. Out wide, Edwards has got to go. And Carlisle, superb. Impressive youngster. Melksham. And Belchambers. Dyson on the left boot. High ball. Ryder. Cochin did well against the taller man, Ryder. Jackson in low. Stanton got a high tackle. Could have almost got a free.
Good decision from the umpire. Led with his head. Contact was unavoidable. And there's Hurdy taking a seat now.
Yep.
Dustin Fletcher behind him.
It hasn't disappointed though tonight. Dreamtime. It was hyped up all week, and it has delivered a great game.
Been fantastic here, the Bombers. They've had the challenge thrown down at them. Been able to stand up, BT.
Yep. Belchambers. Dyson. Half a minute left in this game. This would just cap it off nicely. On the score side, 19-point win. By the way, 80,900 people here tonight. A massive MCG Dreamtime crowd.
What Richmond will take away from it is that they've had 65 inside 50s against a team that's only lost one game by a point this year. So there's plenty of positives for the Tiger supporters.
Back into King. King unselfish, he disses off to Nahas. Siren sounds. Bombers have come up trumps here. by 19 points. A huge win for the Bombers.